What's up, my fellow nutcases? It's a very special episode today. It's episode number 10. I hit the double digits, which means I haven't given up yet, so we're on the right path. For this very special episode, I want to talk about something that's very, very dear to my heart, which is movies. I feel that movies are basically magic. And one of the things I hate about people is that they're constantly just misjudging movies. Like, I don't know how many times you've liked a movie, decided, I wonder what other movies people have liked that I've liked, and then it's just a whole bunch of really mean tweets and Facebook comments and reviews. And it's just, like, I don't think people understand that movies are magic. I mean, they're this incredible thing that we take for granted every day. I mean, if we really go down deep into it, what is a movie? It starts with an idea. Somebody is either sleeping, or taking a dump, or taking a shower, walking their dog, or they just came out of a movie, or they read a book. It all starts with an idea. And then it's up to that one crazy person willing to run with that idea and then write a script. I don't look, as a comic, it's hard to write all the time. It's hard to get an idea, run with it. It's hard to, like, last week I wrote barely anything because I couldn't figure anything out, and then I finally was able to sit down, write a few things, and then it grew from there. But there are times when you can't write for anything. And it has to do with all writing. So you're trying to sit there, write a script, and you have an idea. You have a concept. One week you're going to go, wow, this is going to be amazing. The next week you're like, where is this going? Why am I doing this? Why does this character do this? Why am I so fascinated with this character? What is this character going to say? Is this too cliche? Is this too out of the box? Is this way too in the box? Where am I going with this? With these characters? Who cares about these characters? Why do I even care about these characters? Why am I doing this? And then all of a sudden, another week later, and a week later, then a month and a year, and all of a sudden, this script is done. And then that person has to gather all that paper they wrote on and all those things on the computer and whatever notes they have on their phone or their iPad, bring those all together, and then finally sit down on a computer and just type it all out. And then things are constantly being changed, and you're just tired with yourself, and you're annoyed because you have to constantly think about this. This is all you're thinking about, is a script for a movie, in hopes that you become famous somehow, or someone can actually read this story and then turn it into something bigger. And once that is all done, once it's all done, and you can finally go, wow, I just finished the script for this movie. It took me years and countless hours, and I haven't been able to see my friends or have a decent meal in years because I've been trying to write this script. And then they have to have a bunch of printouts of this script and put it in a nice manila folder, and then go to agencies and try to sell this script. And now you're in competition with a whole bunch of other people who are just like you, who had a idea, a concept, and then wrote a script about it. So now you're in competition with a whole bunch of people just like you who have one idea, wrote a script, and are now fighting for their lives in hopes that it all works out in the end. And then you can't just go to one. You have to go to like tens to hundreds. And you have to constantly be hustling just in hopes that one man in a suit decides, I'll give you a shot and I'll read it. And he reads it and he likes it. Or she likes it. And she reads. And then if they don't like it, but they feel it has potential, they'll give it to someone else. In hopes that eventually someone will pick this up and run with it. And that's not going to take a day or weeks. It could take months. It could take more years. I don't think anybody realizes how hard it is to sell a script, let alone make one. You have to give over to other people and sell them your idea. And then once you're done, they go to another meeting, and it's the same idiot just like you, then selling them a script that they don't care about. We're in constant competition for the same dude doing the same thing in hopes we all succeed. Now let's just say the writer finally writes it, and then someone buys it. Great, they just bought a script. Now there's rewrites. And now you have to go give it to other people, and then they slip through it, and then there's more people going like, we want this out, how about this, how about this? And then your whole your script is now being looked at and poked and prodded by people you don't even know, who don't even understand where you're coming from or what you're thinking about, and then they're telling you to change all this. So then you have to change all of that in hopes to what? Make your small concept an idea to be on the big silver screen to make you famous? Now let's just say it takes 6 months. For whatever magic reason it happens in 6 months. So let's say it took you a year to write, a year to sell, and 6 months. That's 2.5 years of this, and then it finally gets into production mode. Alright? That means you have to find a director, you have to find people who are willing to... You also need writers for... You're also going to need writers for the script and dialogue and making sure the story falls along. Then, let's just pause that and then you have to go find actors. Let's say there's 4 main characters in your story. Now, in your head, you've been writing this for a year, and then you're trying to work out this for a year and another half of a year. So in your head, you're pretty sure you want this one person in your film, because that's how you've been seeing it this whole time. But now you have to sit in a room. And outside of that room is about 100 other people who look exactly the same, in hopes that you will allow them to prove to you what they got to act in your film. Which means you're going to have to kill a bunch of dreams in hopes you find the one person to then help you accomplish your dream. And let's think about this, man. Then there's actors. There's the 4 main roles, and you got them down to a T. What about background actors? What about those small actors that have very small roles? What about the extras? What about that just one person you go, why are you even there? That person had to be casted too. It wasn't like they walked down the street and went, that guy, that girl, that person, this person. No. Those people had to go in the same room, show what they got, and the director and you and all these other people have to go no or yes. And it's almost like dating. Like, if you go into the room and they don't like you, it's not really your fault. I mean, if you think about it, let's say you're a dude and you go to a girl and she doesn't like you back. It's not really your fault. I mean, you're not tall enough, or your jaw isn't good enough, or your hair isn't nice enough, or what you talk about is boring, or your voice is annoying. I mean, it's not even you. It's basically just a combination of things that person doesn't seem to enjoy. And that's nobody's fault. That's just that's how you and they are designed. That's the same way a director is trying to find the person he wants in his film, or her film. That's all it is. It's just survival of the fittest. That's how the director and the screenwriter got there, and the writer. Survival of the fittest. That's how actors get to where they are, is survival of the fittest. And even when people see movies and go, wow, look at that, I've never seen that actor before. They must have just started off, they must have just got lucky. No, they've been probably acting for years, maybe even decades, just hoping they get their one shot at stardom, that 1 20-second part in a movie, and they get that, they earned it. It's not like they just walked up and, I want this, now they go, okay, you're in. No, they probably were the sound person, they were probably a set design, they were probably a PA, or an assistant of some sort, and then they finally get their shot. Now, once that's all done, and you get all your actors together, and they come together, and you gotta make sure those actors like each other, or willing enough to work together, because if they don't like each other or work together well enough, then your whole movie goes to crap, because you just went all this time, and the 2 people who are supposed to be in love can't even show that they even like each other. And then, you gotta make sure everyone's on time, and doing their job, and then, when it comes down to it, then there's also catering. Imagine the caterer guy, he goes, oh man, I can't wait to make all this food for these actors, they get fueled, and then they can make a great movie, and I can make more money, because they go, oh hey, this guy had great paninis this one day, you should go have him work for this next movie. And he's got to sit there and deal with all this crazy stuff that all the actors have to deal with. He really has to deal with an actor going, hey, why doesn't this have more cheese or less cheese? I'm on a wheatgrass diet or whatever. He has to deal with that. He probably could lose his family because he has to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, set everything up, and then go drive to go deal with a whole bunch of people who are complaining about the food. And he's like, I'm about to lose my marriage because I'm here at 4 o'clock in the morning. We don't know. Now let's just say that's all done. It's all done. Okay, cool. I'm probably missing a few steps, but what I know about the step right now is editors. The people who sit there and go through all the reels and look through all the gag reels and find that one moment where the actress or actor hits that note perfectly and then put that into the film and then keep watching the same scene over and over again just to make sure it's perfect for the film. And they gotta do that for what, an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes even 3 hours to make sure the movie is perfect? You know how much things they have to go through? They probably see the same scene millions of times to the point where like, I don't even care anymore. I mean, it's like a 12-year-old working on an English assignment. After a while, you're like, I don't care anymore. I just want this to be done. And then there's people like sound who have to sit there and go make sure the audio is good. And the audio isn't good, they have to go redo the audio. And then there's got to be a music guy who sits there and goes, okay, what song would be great for this part? But also, you have to think about it. You can't just start a song from the beginning. I mean, you could, but sometimes you got to start a song from right in the middle. And you have to sync those things up, because if the music is out of touch with the characters in that moment, then you just ruin the whole scene. So then you're surrounded by all this magic. I mean, that's not even half of it. That's just the amount of stuff I've learned right now that I know about. I mean, there's tons and tons of jobs that I don't even know. Like the camera guys. Imagine the camera guy. I mean, they got the camera guys where they hook up the cameras to the cars, and they have the cameras that are strapped to their backs and their chests, and they also have the cameras that are rolled by like robots, and they have the camera. Like, there's like so many different kind of camera guys, and we're sitting around just going like, well, there's one camera. No, there's like 10. There's probably 10 different cameras, and there's 10 different camera guys operating on this whole other level, trying to make sure to stay in sync to get the perfect shot, so then we actually believe that the lead actor is crying because the lead actress has just died. We forget about that. And those people, all these people I just mentioned, had to go to school for this. They had to go read a book and study this to go, hopefully one day can make this great movie. And then, all of a sudden, there's probably like these PAs, the assistants to the directors, have to sit there and listen to the director complain all the time, while the PA has to go get donuts and coffee, so then the director can stay fed, but because the director is so stressed out, he's yelling at the PA, and the PA is going, one day, I want to be a director. One day, I'm going to have my own assistant. One day, I'm going to be successful. That's what movies are played around. I don't know, every person in a movie who works on a movie has a dream, and they need that movie to accomplish that dream. And there's a whole bunch more jobs that I can't remember right now, like I just said until I remembered about the camera guys, who are also operating on dreams, who are also operating on, man, if this works out well, I'll have a future job, or I can finally say I did something with my life. And then that movie finally is able to go to theaters, and the editors have to make a trailer to prove that this movie is amazing, in only 1.5 to 2 minutes. And us as consumers see this on YouTube and watch it, and we can go either, hey, this seems really interesting, or, I don't know yet, I might have seen more, or, this movie sucks. So, let's look at it, okay? 2.5 years of writing and getting the movie together. Let's say 2 more years of filming and editing. I'm not too sure if that's true, but let's just say, so a total of, overall 5 years until that trailer finally comes out. So, that, from start to finish, is 5 years. And that's, let's just say 1 million people. That's not true, but that's a bunch of people. And let's just say a whole bunch of people connect to a whole bunch of people connect to a whole bunch of people. Because we're not too sure how far this spider web of people really starts or ends. So let's just say 1 million people are connected to this movie. And some idiot, 2 o'clock in the morning, who can't sleep, watches a trailer and decides to have the decency to then post a comment going, this movie sucks. The person has only seen 2.5 minutes of the entire film that has taken 5 years to make, and that person goes, it sucked. Now, let's think about this. When you go to the theater to go see this movie, let's just say you go, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to go watch this film. And there, lo and behold, is a giant poster of the actors, of the name, and then of the, the mission statement of the movie, the tagline, it's called a tagline. The tagline of the movie is on the poster. There were other people who had artists, and the director, and, digital photo people. I took a class, but I can't remember what they're called. It's a very important job. Digital graphics, visual graphics, graphic artists. The graphic artists put all these things together, and then some dude who walks by is gonna see a different movie and goes, oh, that movie looks like it sucks because the poster doesn't look good. Really? We had to go involve more people to then try to sell this film that took 5 years to make, and you're sitting there going like, I don't like the art of that. The movie must suck. Alright, now let's just say you go into the film, and it's not good. You don't like it. And what's the first thing you do? You go on your social media, and you go, it sucked. That was somebody's job for 5 years. People did bled and cried, like salty sweat and blood all over it. And then you watch it once, and then you decide to put on social media that it sucked. That's someone's job that they have done for 5 years, and you have the decency to put, it sucked? Why not watch it 2 to 3 times to see before it sucked? And if you didn't like it, why can't you just be a little bit more positive and find one thing you liked? Maybe there was one song. Maybe you liked one line. Maybe one quote. You telling me that you watch a 2.5 hour movie and you didn't like a single part of it? There was nothing cool involved? And then you have to be a kind of person who then puts that on the internet? That's not cool, man. Imagine this. You work on something for 5 years. You put it on the internet, and then a whole bunch of people say it sucked. You just spent 5 years of your life making this, perfecting it, feeling really good about it, getting confident, and then some dude with Cheeto fingers goes, it sucked, and then moves on with his life. How is that in any way fair? Why do we live in a society that does that? I mean, that upsets me so much. I mean, sure, are there movies out there that I'm not going to see? Yeah. Are there movies I'm going to see that most people are going to just disrespect or disregard? Absolutely. But what I am saying is, whenever I go see a movie on Hulu, or Netflix, or the movie theater, or with a friend, I keep an open mind because I know movies are magic. They don't just come out of nowhere. They are built on the blood, sweat, of tears of directors, writers, PAs, actors, extras, camera people, light people, music people, editors. I mean, just next time you sit at a Marvel movie and you're just watching the credits fly by, look at all those names, man. All those names put everything they had into this film so then you have a good time at the movies, and all you did was spend $12. You spent $12 on a movie that cost more than $1 million with 1 million people working on it. That's all it cost, was for you to watch this film. $12. That's all it took, was $12, and you're gonna sit there on your little hand picker thing and go, it sucked? Really? Are you serious about it? Are you crazy? Are you insane? $12 for magic. Go to a concert. You ain't gonna get magic for $12, bro. It ain't gonna work. I don't know why you think. Why? Because it's $12 and movies come out all the time that you feel you can say that? That's not right. That's not right. That's not fair. That escalated quickly. But all I'm saying are that movies are magical, and keep an open mind. And before you post anything on Facebook about it sucked or it wasn't good, do me a favor. Either don't do it or find one positive thing about it and then post that. If we saw things in a more positive way, if we perceive things that may not be great into something that's great, life would be a much more positive place. We wouldn't see life as time and numbers. We would see life as a journey. That's what it is. It's a journey. I'm tired of people telling me that all life is money coming in, money coming out, broken dreams, us being robots controlled by whatever people tell us to do. I'm tired of living in that world. I'd rather live in a world where movies are magic. That's just a happier life. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I care that you don't agree with me, but I also respect that you listened to this, came up with an opinion, and decided to either disagree or agree with me. And all I really need to do in this moment right now, after all this, is basically have one person be inspired, or one person be motivated, or one person agree with me. Because if one person agrees with me, that one person can then have 1 million people agree with them. So basically, because I have one person agreeing with me, eventually I can have 1 million people agreeing with me. And that's a much better world. That's a much happier world. And without further ado, this very special double-digit number 10 podcast, I say thank you for all the viewers, for all the likes, for all the people willing to listen to this, for all the people who are contemplating listening to this but haven't yet. Thank you. And if you're a nutcase like me, I salute you.